Environment Minister Tanya Plibersek there saying that the terminal will present clearly unacceptable risks to the local wetlands. Why has it taken so long to realise this? Surely this is the basic homework that must be done.
But spot on, Polly. I mean, the fact is that the proponents of this project, the Victorian Labor government, knew the risk associated with a proposal of this nature in a Ramsar-listed wetland. They knew what they were up against, and the fact that they didn't have a plan B and we are back to square one is, I think, a ridiculous outcome when so many people were depending on this project for jobs. I was in the local area not so long ago with the local member, Zoe McKenzie, understanding the importance of this wetland, amongst other things, and they were actually looking forward to the jobs to come from it. But the fact is, State Labor and Federal Labor have joined together. They've been at every photo opportunity talking up the merits of this project, knowing all along that it would face a massive challenge when it came to the importance of this. And attached to that, the fact that this government federally and along with the Labor government in Victoria have put all their eggs in one basket when it comes to renewables. It means there's going to be a massive void in the market when it comes to energy generation. And that means one thing, higher prices for consumers. Bad news all round.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit hypocritical too to be implementing wind farms for cleaner energy, but where they've planned to do it will irreversibly harm the environment in that particular area. What's the plan here? Because it looks like a bit of a mess at the moment.
Well, I think this is the problem, Holly. There is no plan. The fact is they've blundered on with this, headlong into this situation where they were planning to build a reinforced concrete jetty out into a Ramsar-listed wetland with no regard for the environment. So it is hypocritical for those who propose these projects to save the environment, to protect the planet, but cause great environmental destruction along the way. But what they should have been doing, and this is where Tanya Plibersek and Chris Bowen actually have a job to do. I've not seen a peep out of them since the minister herself signed the rejection for the project, or Chris Bowen, who has been talking about our need to transition to 82% renewables by 2030. Where's their plan B? Where's the new energy coming on from a renewable source, given they're not allowing any new generation of any other variety to come on in the proportion we need in this country? Again, not only are we seeing an environmentally disastrous plan unfold here under this government, because they're putting all their eggs in one basket, we're seeing higher power prices because of these decisions.
I mean, Jono, I wanted to talk to you as well about a report that came out today where it was talking about what we're seeing in Australia, like in Australia, rooftop solar becoming the dominant energy source, and that's having a significant effect on production from coal and also generation from large-scale wind. It's sending electricity prices into that negative territory, which isn't good. What is most financially viable here for secure energy, and do we have the right plan in place? What do you suggest?
Well, no, we don't have the right plan in place. This is the thing. I mean, this transition to renewables and blindly adopting one form of technology over any other is not the way to go. And we should be going to the market and seeing, without subsidy, without any market interventions, exactly what is required to underpin sound investment decisions. So just back on this wind farm for a moment. The fact is that there are a number of proponents who've been banking on this development for a long time. The Victorian government themselves have squandered $27 million of taxpayers' money in trying to get this thing off the ground. That's dead in the water. There is no terminal to facilitate these projects. That means investor uncertainty. So when it comes to a plan, it means having a clear set of options available, arrangements the market can tap into, understanding from energy generators and those who seek to invest what's best for them, because they know what they need to do. We shouldn't be dictating to the market what they need. And unfortunately, state and federal Labor have been doing that. And as a result, we now have no options and higher power prices.
But what are your thoughts on Australian rooftop solar becoming the dominant energy source? What are your thoughts on that and the impact that that's having on the market?
Well, look, I think that it is renewable in any form is a good thing, generally speaking, but solar is an intermittent energy source. It isn't going to supply everything we need, especially with battery technology not rolled out to the extent that it would need to be to have a reliable source from rooftop solar. There's also, of course, the environmental impact from disposal of panels once they've reached the end of life. There are a whole range of elements to this that I don't think people have taken into account. What's more, installation is a costly element to this. Now, it might be having had the uptake that it has because of the level of subsidy that's been attached with feed-in tariffs and the like, and subsidies for installation, but that will all come off over time. And I think that we do need to get back to having reliable, cheap baseload power coming from centralised sources, which we have an abundance of here in this country. Nuclear is an option, of course, that we should be considering, but this government won't even have a conversation about that. Having the decentralised source of energy generation with rooftop solar, if households choose to do it, great, good on you. But I don't think we should be banking on that. And this is not what government policy around energy should be sending people to do.
Well, we know the opposition has been very vocal about nuclear as a form of energy here in Australia too. Jono, thank you for your analysis on this. Appreciate your time.